The question that I want to ask you ladies next though is what's more important to you, the guy's past or the guy's future with you?
Future.
Future. So you're not so concerned with what he's done in the past if he's able to provide, preside, he's a strong masculine guy, he's competent, he's got a good network, he's influential. Like he ticks off all the lady boxes, right? Handsome guy, he's in shape, potentially lethal, knows how to fight. So it doesn't matter if he's got a, bizarre past because you're more concerned with his future. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's one of the differences that men and women have is that I think men are more particular about a woman's past, right? Like we'll look at her past choices. What's her relationship like with her father? Did she follow his boundaries when he set them? Did she break the boundaries? Did she share her body with a lot of men? Did she preserve her value and her beauty rather than share herself? So I think, for men, it's a lot different. And I can see those differences, between men and women. Like I understand the importance of a guy being able to be there for a woman in the future because she really doesn't care about the past. It's like, whatever, it's like, I think most women, when you ask them, do you really care if the guy's been with a whole bunch of girls? They're just like, not really, if he ticks off all the boxes.
Well, right? I think what's interesting, Rich, is like, it's this main character syndrome. It's this, because we had a woman on last week. We had Jocelyn on last week, and she was very keen on what guys were doing in the past. And, oh, you took your ex to the Maldives, but you didn't take me, or you celebrated this with her, but you haven't done that with me. Yeah. So it's kind of this, and I've talked about my theory on this, and it's too nerdy to get in onto this show, but I'll talk about it maybe on another one. But it's ideally like women just want to be, they want to be that one. They want the reason women love bad boys so much is like they have the same sort of, it's similar to what you see in guys, sort of the savior schema, Captain Save-A-Ho, if you will. Like, I'm going to be the one that's going to get her on the right path. And women want to also be that. A lot of women have this fantasy of like, oh, I was the one that got him to settle down. He might have went through 150 girls and he was a playboy, but he put all that away and he put his toys away, his childish things behind him when a real woman stepped into his world and things like that. So I do think there's a part of women that care in the way that they are his future and they're better than anything he's had before. I think that sort of manifests itself often. But I'm curious what the ladies think about that.
For me, I have to say that I'm more of like a country boy kind of girl. Those are the kind of men that I like: manly, strong, work hard. If I know that he's been a ladies' man, that is a turnoff for me. It is. And I can't go there because I've been hurt. Now, I'm 49. I'm single. Obviously, I've made some poor choices in my life, but I'm not the kind of girl that's on the dating sites. I don't do that. I don't go to bars. I don't go out and party. So when I do meet somebody, I'm literally like, oh, I'm all in. And I choose wrong every single time. I was with the same man for 14 years. He was wonderful back in the day. And then he turned out to be a gambler and a crack addict. And then I left him and rebounded with my daughter's father. He turned out to be an abusive man. I had to leave. Then I married someone else and he ended up being a mama's boy, left home and wanted to be with his mama. But I could never date a man who's been a ladies' man because I know I could never be enough. He will step out. That's in my head.
Is that wrong if a man steps out on you?
Let me just
rephrase that for a second.
Yeah, let's.
If a man is in love with you, lives with you, takes care of you, protects you, does everything that a man does, but from time to time he steps out, not to embarrass you.
I wouldn't want to know about it.
Pardon me?
I wouldn't want to know about it.
A lot of women seem to want to know about it. They always ask questions, which I always find interesting because the truth is they don't really want to know about it.
I understand what you're saying. I do understand.
Would you just look the other way if he did it? Like he didn't do it to hurt you. Like he didn't take this girl to a restaurant that he takes you to often. He doesn't, take her on vacations. It's like step out, back in, and he's with you.
It's only sex.
It's only sex.
I think it could still be a liability.
Why?
Anyway. Because what if
They can fall in love.
Ends up pregnant or something. I mean, that's
Yeah.
still, that can be a liability. To
Yeah, but he
some-
doesn't bring home a disease. He doesn't bring home a baby. It's just he steps out. It's just
But
sexual,
that's a
just like Anna
possibility.
just said, right? What about you, Anna? What's your take on that? If the guy steps out and just has sex,
I don't want to know.
you just don't want to know about it. You don't want it rubbed in your face, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you'd look the other way if there was hints of it.
If everything else is good,
Yeah.
well, I would ask why he's doing it, because there's something missing.
Is there something missing?
I was told this story by a man friend of mine here locally. He actually did some work for me, and he told me this story how, because he wanted to get with me and I was not interested whatsoever.
Mhm.
And anyway, he told me this story about this woman that he was having this active affair with in town, and they would only meet up during the day because there was no suspect during the day. So they would like rent a hotel room and they would meet up, and she'd greet him at the door with a trench coat, naked and whatever. And I said, "Oh, you want me to be trench coat lady?" Anyway, and I said, "Well, from what I see on your Facebook and everything, like you're very happy with your wife. Do you want to leave your wife?" He said, "No, I'm very happy. I love my wife." And I said, "Do you still have sex with your wife?" He said, "Yes, all the time." And I said,
Mhm.
"Well, why would you want to do that?" He said, "Because it's different."
Mm-hmm. Well, you got your answer. It's just different. It's just
Yeah.
variety, right?
Yeah.
See, that's what, again, back to the point of I'm able to see from my lens and from the female lens. And the female lens is, I keep hearing the same thing over and over. I'm not enough. Like, I don't want to be that gal. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm not enough, for the guy. And it's like, it's not that these guys, and you got the answer from this guy like right away. It's not that you're not enough. It's just that he's looking for some variety,
Mm-hmm.
right? I think that any guy given the choice would definitely do it. And I think
Yeah.
that throughout history, men have always behaved that way. Whereas women, I think it was Ellen that made that point earlier. It's like, what if he falls in love? Well, what if he doesn't fall in love? What if it's just sex? And I think that, for women, it's like they know that when they have sex with a guy, love is usually something that has either happened or is going to happen in a reasonable period of time. Right, because women fall in love with guys after sex, several times. It may not be love, but the affinity and the connection strengthens and grows. Whereas for guys, like I know guys that are killers, right? Athletes, politicians, entrepreneurs that have done tons of stuff with their life. They've got a bunch of kids with their wife. They have to travel. They're super successful. They're high value guys, and women throw themselves at them, right? And they'll step out from time to time, and the wife just looks the other way because she knows that he's taking care of everything.
It's the dynamic, right? So like, just say I've been with a man for 15 years and he built up his wealth, and he's famous, and he's, very highly sought after. There's women throwing themselves at him. If he's providing for me and I know I can't stop it. Of course, I'm going to want that lifestyle, and I'll probably likely accept it.
Mm-hmm.
But if the guy is broke and he's treating me like crap and he's running around with every little hoe that's going on, no, I'm not going to accept that. So it really depends on the dynamic and what part of the spectrum he's on.
I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full-length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here, and pin down below in the top comment, you'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.